Research Voices project is a joint project between Talking Mats and the Scottish Learning Disabilities Observatory, and we were funded by the Wellcome Trust. We recruited 12 people from across Greater Glasgow and Clyde with learning disabilities, and then went on to form our Citizen Students.
There needs to be more information about the medication and treatment for people with learning disabilities.
More people with learning disabilities should be involved in health research as people who do research. Sometimes people with learning disabilities might do research on their own. Sometimes they can work with someone who does not have learning disabilities. People with learning disabilities might need more time, more help and more patience to do that. We have different experiences to people who don't have learning disabilities. Sometimes we might have a different understanding. It will give us a chance to prove you wrong and stop you shutting us out. It will make research better.
People with profound learning disabilities and their families should be more involved in research. This includes research that uses information from health services. If no one gets involved in research, it will be the same old research to find out what it's like for people with profound learning disabilities.
There should be an organisation where learning disabilities should go to. To be involved in health research should be non-judgmental, be made up of experts and other people that families.
People with learning difficulties should influence how the money is given out to health research, and we can do this by being actively involved in the decision-making process and what research is funded and where the money goes, and also being proactive in making sure our voice is heard.
There should be information and choice about whether people with learning disabilities are flagged or not.
The word flagging means when a person with learning disabilities go to the doctors and the doctor puts a note on their file when they have learning disabilities. Researchers can use this information to find out about health.
Why is this important? To keep our independence. It is our rights and we should have control over our decisions and personal and health information.
There should be a campaign around the health of people with learning disabilities, awareness talks about how to make things simpler of us, change people's ideas with us. We should tell the government what we are saying. We can make posters and do the petition and get their attention for the issue.
There is simply not enough information about treatment for people with learning disabilities.
Why is this important? This media do not do enough. There is not enough information about health. We have to do ourselves.
There needs to be more support and guidance for people with learning disabilities and the people who help them to learn about health and health research. We should be able to find out about health research in a way that is easy to understand information. Could be pictures, writing or adverts on the TV and radio. Some people might need to help and support to get information. There should be information for important people like mums, dads, carers, teachers, headmasters, doctors, nurses and hospital staff. There should be easy understand information in important places like schools, clubs, GP practices and hospitals. If people with learning disabilities understand more about health problems, we know what help we can get. Some people with learning disabilities cannot talk, so they cannot tell us when something doesn't work. So we need to make sure that the people who support them, like families or support workers, know know them. People need information about their condition.
People with learning disabilities should be involved in research ethics committees. Why people with learning disabilities should be involved? Because it will give ethics a better idea what it is like living with a disability. Because people with learning disabilities can be part of committees and would have an important voice. People should be paid, but it might affect benefits and make people afraid to be part of it. Some people might want to volunteer just.
In 3 years' time, we'll meet again. We'll do another report.
I hope that it makes it easier for people to connect with the recommendations in the Research Voices Citizens Jury. And I hope that it helps people to understand the hard work that went on behind the scenes to get there. On paper, you can't always quite capture the group and what they mean to each other. So it's really about finding their voice in the video.
1, 2, 3. We are Research Voices.